Bitch!
Welcome to the Unimaginary Friendcast. This is Livestream, episode number 274. Wow. This is the conversation with your best friends, and we are your best friends.
I am Nathan Von Edmondson.
I'm Erin Marie Betty Davis Jr.,
And I'm DavidMonster.com.
Beautiful. Today, or should I say tonight, our topic is the Billionaires Space Race.
In space. I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's good. The echo was appropriate. We are going to decide whether or not space tourism is the next necessary step to vast scientific knowledge that could save our planet and species from annihilation, or if it's just an expensive amusement park ride for the uber rich to snap elitist selfies, massage their hollow egos, and quicken the pollution and destruction of our atmosphere. Which one is it? It's going to be out of this world. But first.
Oh God. It's so much pressure.
Breaking news.
Nathan, you want to go first?
Yes, I started a new workout program. David, you probably interested. David, do you ever have any knee pain?
Do I have any what?
Knee pain.
Sometimes. Anyone who does any kind of decent workouts has knee pain, but go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, so I would say my knee pain started 8 years ago, roughly. I started running again with Erin. She was training for a half marathon, and I just jumped right into it and started experiencing some pain in my right knee. And then that kind of was intermittent throughout the years. And then when we ran the marathon, it kind of, really went for it. And since then, it's been, back and forth. Like it'll come and go. But it got pretty decent recently. Like my knee swelled up, and I was like, that's no good. So I started doing some research, and I found this guy on YouTube who is self-proclaimed knees over toes guy. So I would check him out if you have any knee pain. His story is he was a teenager who loved basketball so much that he basically overtrained himself to death. And just had terrible joint pain.
He's dead.
He's dead. And then this program miraculously manifested. So he basically, his knees were always giving him pain and problems. He had knee surgery on one, was going to have knee surgery on the other, and then decided to try and figure out ways to fix it himself because he wasn't getting the results that he so desired, and started cobbling together methodologies from different people. But the whole idea of like you should never squat with your knees past your toes has kind of been ingrained in our thinking for a long time since this study in the 70s. But he found that the most successful athletes with the best longevity do deep squats where their knees go over their toes. So it's a vulnerable position, but if you train for it, it's kind of like the goal or the purpose. So what I like about his program I just started doing is that it's very incremental. And his whole philosophy, which I think all working out should be like this, is you do what you can without pain. And then you just keep building up from there. So it's a different, slower approach, but I already feel some difference.
And what's his name?
Knees over toes guy.
And listen to me, you have just proven what I've always said. Always do what bodybuilders tell you to do because they test it out first. They figure out the science behind it, and they figure it out first.
He actually references in his videos, he gives away a lot in his YouTube videos for free, but the one video he talks about the specific bodybuilder, I can't think of his name, who was like the legs guy back in the 70s, I think, or 80s.
Tom Platz.
Yes, I think it was him. And he could, not only could he do very deep squats, like all the way butt to the ass to grass, as they call it, but he was also extremely flexible too. Like could do like full straddles and shit. So, anyway.
If you have a moment, everyone should Google Tom Platz because his legs look morphed. They look like photoshopped. You'll be like, they look unreal.
Yeah, that's my news.
Mine is we took our 4-month-old daughter to jail.
You know what? It's about time.
Yeah. We took her on a tour of Eastern State Penitentiary last night at their night tours program. And it's actually a museum. It's not a real prison. Psych. But it was really fun. It's a really incredible building, and we toured around, and they have a beer garden now, so we had to enjoy the beer. And Cora learned all about the history of mass incarceration in this country, and hopefully has it in the back of her mind that she needs to change the world by the time
she needs to straighten up and fly right is what she needs to do.
Exactly.
Was she impressed? What did she say?
She was very awake the whole time.
When we first went into the building, her eyes were kind of like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
But that's my news. David, what do you got?
Okay, once again, I have 2 news stories, so you guys can pick which one you guys want to hear. You either want to hear about how plants are emailing, or do you want to hear about Thomas Jefferson canceled?
Thomas Jefferson canceled.
I want to hear the other one, actually.
Oh, no. We're going to make him do both?
Do the shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Wait, what? Yeah.
Do the plant
Rock, paper, scissors. Do it. 1, 2, 3.
All right,
rock.
do the plant one. Do the plant one.
Are you sure? All right. Plants are emailing now. What they had done is they have a technology they can implant in plants, and they started with spinach plants, that when certain nutrients are in the soil, they enter the plant and it triggers an email that's sent out like, there's too much iron, there's not enough iron, Plants are emailing. Like, they can figure out how to get plants and crops to email and stuff, and figure out what they need, what they don't need and stuff.
That's crazy.
Bitch. Yeah, and just extrapolate the uses of that. It goes so far beyond just growing plants.
So basically, like, is this a natural chemical reaction that they have to the soil that they then share with each other, but now we're sticking little nodes into them so that we know what they're saying, basically?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so eyes and ears will be everywhere soon.
Well, that leads us into our gold star, David.
Yay! All right, our gold star is Baron Pierre de Coubertin. Does anyone have any idea who that is?
I do, but because you told me.
I have no idea.
He is called the father of the modern Olympics. He founded the International Olympic Committee for the first modern Olympic Games. Do you know when they were and where they were?
1929 in Tokyo.
No, think about, it's pretty, like, you can figure out where they were. Yes, in Athens, but you're off on the date.
1912?
No.
1917?
No.
1819?
Oh, close. 1896.
Wow. Okay. So
he gets a gold star. So finally he gets recognition. Sorry, go ahead.
Finally.
Well, yeah. So we wanted to give that gold star out because it's the opening ceremonies at Tokyo tonight. That's probably where our audience is, all watching that opening ceremony.
Yeah. We'll be watching it.
Yeah, we're going to. We need to talk about billionaires first.
I don't give a crap about the Olympics this year, or probably any year. I don't care about them that much.
I can get into it, or I can not even know it's happening. So I can take it.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, I do like to watch some track and field. That was my sport, and I did like figure skating in the Winter Olympics.
I like to watch gymnastics because it seems like the only one that evolves. Like, track and field is the same every year. They don't do anything that much different. But gymnastics, Simone Biles does some messed up shit. Like, she does shit where it's like, oh my God, did they, Photoshop her? What do they do for Photoshop? Like, did they special effect? Did they CGI her? Yeah,
no, gymnastics is great. It's true.
I'd say what's interesting about watching this, like, say, the sprinters or the track and field stuff is it's such a, especially with the sprinters, it's such a, like, a fast, dynamic event, but things can go wrong so dramatically for runners. It's really high stakes craziness. I feel like, if someone like pulls a muscle or falls over or hits a hurdle or like,
then your dreams and hopes are crushed. Okay, speaking
of
dreams, The opposite
right.
happened for 2 billionaires this past 2 weeks.
Billionaires in space. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah. Let's
Figure out.
do it.
Yeah.
Do quick some stuff here. So basically, this is space tourism, and they were calling Bezos an astronaut, and then there was a question of like, what's an astronaut?
No,
Space-
he's not an astronaut.
Yeah, so space tourists are different from astronauts in that they go to space only for leisure or recreational purposes and not for any scientific research.
Thank you.
So there's the differentiation that we've been needing and looking for. All right,
I'm cool with it.
you're cool with it? Okay, so originally Jeff Bezos was planning to go first,
I know. I heard that.
but Richard Branson was like, "Fuck it, I'm coming in."
I think he knew he wasn't going to be able to go as high, so he wanted to have some world record.
Yeah, so so he went to the United States level of what is technically called outer space, and Bezos went further, like 10 miles further up. So Richard Branson, by going 9 days earlier, he went on July 11th. He went up. His stock prices soared because he beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
We should have realized that.
Yeah, so Richard Branson is worth $4.9 billion.
Jesus.
That's it?
What did he do again?
He started Virgin
Oh.
Group, which is like Virgin Records, like
Yeah.
Virgin Airlines.
Yeah.
He's had so many businesses, something like 200 companies that Virgin Group owns or something.
And it's very when you're in the UK, it's a lot everything is Virgin in the UK. Like they have a Virgin TV and Virgin Records, and it's so much more. You see it everywhere. Like in America, you just see it from the airlines.
Why would he call it Virgin?
Kahia Virgin.
I forget I listened to some podcast with him years ago, and I forget. He probably exploded at that point, but when he was a teenager or something, he decided he wanted to be an entrepreneur. Started a mail order company, and started grinding away, and then became super successful.
And he named it Virgin?
Yeah, I forget why.
Virgin.
So he became the first person to ride into space with his own company, Virgin Galactic. And his setup is different than Bezos. Bezos is like a penis-shaped rocket that shoots straight up into the air. And his is called the spaceship. It's a winged plane with a single rocket motor that's attached to the underneath of this massive mothership dubbed the White 2. It flies 50,000 feet in the air, about 50 miles high. Basically,
Wait,
there we go. There's the picture.
This is I'm showing a picture of Branson's Virgin Atlantic.
That's actually cool.
It's really cool. So it's on the bottom of the mothership, and then it drops off and just goes straight up and shoots itself straight up in the air. And then they pull the brakes, and it actually what it does is it flips upside down so that you can, once they're weightless, they're only weightless for a few minutes, I guess. They flip upside down, and then you can the windows on the windows on top, you can look down on Earth, and then it dives and lands. It lands like a normal plane.
Now I'm showing Richard Branson's rocket.
Are 2 pilots, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And now this is Jeff Bezos' penis.
Yeah, this is Jeff Bezos' penis, what's different about this is there are no pilots. It's all automated. And can take 4 or 6 passengers or something. And then the rocket portion of that lands itself, which is pretty freaking incredible that we're reusing the fuselages now. Fuselages. A little bit about, let's look at Bezos. He started Blue Origin, the New Shepard rocket, which we just looked at. He flew on July 20th, which was the 52nd anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, a date chosen by Bezos for its historical significance. So it went up to 66 miles, which is about 10 or 11 miles higher. He was joined by his brother and 2 others, Wally Funk, she was one of 13 female pilots who went through the same tests as NASA's all-male astronaut corps in the early 1960s, but never made it into space. So it's really cool. She's now the oldest person who's ever been to space at 83 years old.
That was actually the most redeeming part of the whole thing for me, was that she got to finally go up into space. She trained and was the top of her class above all the guys, and they wouldn't let the women do a mission. So she did all that training and then didn't get to go to space, and
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she finally got to
Well,
go.
that's cool. So Jeff Bezos probably isn't the worst person in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, he isn't. He also took his brother up, so it was he and his brother. And then there
That's
was
nice.
the first sold ticket, which was Oliver Damon, a last-minute fill-in for the mystery winner of a $28 million charity auction, who opted for a later flight. The Dutch team's father took part in the auction and agreed on a lower, undisclosed price last week when Blue Origin offered his son a vacated seat. So that kid was just some random Norwegian kid.
That's crazy.
How funny.
So, and the woman, she's the oldest person. She's like ready to go back up again. Basically,
Aw.
she wants to go back up right away.
I
basically,
Wow.
which is pretty cool. So, Richard Branson now is third oldest. He's like 70 or 71. The oldest is her. Second is John Glenn, went up when he was 77.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Happened. He went up with the Mercury turned. Okay, yeah, he was. I don't know. I forget when that was, but I remember when that happened. Being like, wow, he's going up again. That's crazy. So what else about Bezos? Actually, let's just backtrack a little bit and talk about space tourism. It's projected to be a $1.5 trillion industry by 2040.
Woo!
Branson is planning on 400 commercial flights a year. That's what he had.
400
So
people.
Yeah, I guess so.
just above the atmosphere, like just not to go anywhere, just above the atmosphere.
Yeah. So Branson and Bezos are doing basically what are like amusement park rides, which are just basically like you shoot up and you fall back down.
But don't you have to train to be in weightlessness?
Well, Bezos and his team, they said trained for 2 days together. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what kind of. They must have to do some training because you need to like get out of your seat, be weightless, and then get back into it, right? Or else you're.
Wow.
I guess coming back down, it's like 6 Gs, which is pretty.
Wow.
That's what they felt coming back down until the parachutes
Wow.
were deployed. So there's going to be some idiot who like gets smacked and stuck against the ceiling and like, doesn't get their seatbelt on in time or something at some point. Actually, I think it was in 2014.
You're gonna have to have a flight attendant there.
Well, it's all automated. There's no one on board there, but
I mean, like one of the seats is always gonna have to be
that's
Blue Origin.
so. So I don't know
Blue
how much
Origin? Is that what it is?
Blue Origin. He's not disclosing how much they're charging, but Branson has pre-sold tickets already for $200 to $250,000 a ride, a ticket. But those they're gonna start selling, and then again it'll probably go up in price. So obviously they're going after millionaires as their demographic.
Yeah, well, all the celebrities are gonna do it. The Kanye West is gonna be up there.
Leo DiCaprio already has a ticket, I think, and whatever.
I mean, like, I want to do it, but not that bad. Like, just to go up and come down. Like,
so Elon Musk, he's going to start trips, I think, in September, but he's like shooting people straight up into space, like legitimately going into space. But it's going to be like tens of millions of dollars for those tickets.
I would not want. I'd rather just go up and down.
I want to go into space to somewhere. Sorry, go ahead.
So much training you'd have to do, though.
So actually, this is interesting. I thought that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. As of now, there's only something like 600 people have gone quote into space, and have reached the edge of space and beyond. So that's pretty wild, and that's going to just change so quickly.
Oh my god!
Like
no.
what I like to think about, I was like, oh, I'd love to go to space because then you're like one of all humans that have ever lived. You're like one of like 0.00001% of people who have gone to space, like who've left the atmosphere. That number is just gonna like double and triple and exponentially grow. What else we got here?
Well, wait, I'm showing a picture of Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk. And the important question we need to answer, the three of us, is out of these three, looking at this picture, which one would you have sex with?
Oh, man, it's kind of tough, David.
Nathan?
I guess by this picture, maybe Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean Richard Branson's pretty old.
I mean,
so
yeah, him and
Bezos is just
they
like
look really curmudgeon-y.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk, doesn't he have like autism or something? So,
Well, based on just this picture.
Oh my god. So wait, you wouldn't have sex with someone?
no, I'm saying
Wait.
it would be like it'd be a good thing to do that, right?
We have CB Actor Traveler that asks, "What's the point? What's the point of what?"
To experience weightlessness, I guess.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I want to go somewhere. If I'm going to go into space, I want to go somewhere. If it was free and they're like, "Hey, you can go into weightlessness," then I'll do it. But to spend money, time, and effort,
Well,
yeah.
We're going to look at the pros and cons because I think that's interesting to line up. And see,
Ooh.
like, what is the point here?
Yeah, I need to know the pros and cons.
It's probably just like a badge of honor. Or,
It certainly is.
Honor is the wrong word. It's a badge you can, wear on your shirt. Oh,
It's a selfie.
Yeah, it's a photo.
Leonardo, when you said the Leonardo DiCaprio, it kind of makes sense because he's a little bit of a douchebag. There's a douchebag of like effect to it. You know what I mean? Like, it is a little bit douchebaggery. But go ahead, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Virgin Galactic is going to be holding a sweepstakes for 2 free tickets. So that's pretty cool. You get a tour of the facility with Branson if you do that. So if you win that, so
that's there are 2 people that guy.
Richard Branson?
Yeah.
Why?
I know.
He's creepy to me.
Okay.
He's creepier than Jeff Bezos.
The only thing I like about Richard Branson is in the 80s, late 70s and 80s, he started Virgin Records and he signed bands that wouldn't normally have been signed, and he helped create a different form to music. Like, he opened up music a bit. So I applaud him for that. I don't know much about him other than that. I'd rather tour the facility with someone else than Richard Branson. But yeah, if I can pick the British person of my choice, I would do it. Go ahead.
Go. One thing I was thinking about is how this is all funded. So Bezos says that he sells off $1 billion of Amazon stock every year to fund his project. I'm not sure if there's taxpayer money that goes into that, but and he's in Texas. That's where his facility is. Branson is in New Mexico, and he promised to build the world's first commercial space line for tourists, and New Mexico would build the spaceport.
New Mexico was going to pay for it?
So it was like $200 million of taxpayers' money that went into building the facility.
Well, did you hear Jeff Bezos when he landed?
Yeah.
He was interviewed. Okay, Nathan's going to talk about that.
Oh, I can bring it up right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to interject that Brittany Nicole Timmons made the comment that they're all creepy, LOL.
They are. They totally are.
I'm assuming she wouldn't have sex with any of them. They are a little bit creepy, but if I had to, out of those 3, it would be Elon Musk. I wouldn't want to, but if I had to, but go ahead.
But I thought we had to choose one.
No, I said if I had to, it would be Elon Musk, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, well, same. For the record, I need everyone to know that none of them is choice.
But I do want to call out Nathan's racism, that he wouldn't have sex with Elon Musk just because he's autistic.
I was saying that's why I would have sex with him.
Oh, then you're woke.
Yeah,
you're not racist, you're woke. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm racist, and I'm sorry.
Okay. So the quote you brought up, Aaron, is so after the flight, Bezos said he wanted to thank every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all this. Which I think was supposed to be like a true thank you, but it just sounded so fucking douchey somehow.
It did. I mean, and it's true. He's speaking truth, but I think he thought it was some like happy, like we should all be proud that we like helped him go to space, but it just made him seem like such a dick.
Well, especially since we know the Amazon employees can't fucking go to the bathroom. It sounds shitty as hell.
I'm sorry. We have to play Fuck, Marry, Kill, and it's a great.
Yeah. The Actor Traveler has said that we have to, so we're gonna do it right now for you guys. I'm gonna bring up the pictures again. Since you're a lady, you get to go first, Brittany. Aaron. Sorry.
All right. Fuck Elon Musk. Marry. Oh God. Richard Branson and kill Jeff Bezos.
Okay, I'm gonna switch the kill and marry because Bezos is worth $205 billion. So you can do a lot more with $205 billion than $4.5 billion.
That's true.
What are you going to do with 4.5? Nothing. You're like, mall.
It's true, but David at least said that Richard Branson's not the worst person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be married.
So I said Jeff Bezos isn't the worst person in the world.
You did? Oh, God.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck.
David?
But because what kind of a homo has $4 billion? I mean, give me a break. I need 205, especially because if we want to break up, I may be like, just give me $1 billion and I'll go away. And he'll be like, okay, $1 billion, here go. And so I would marry Jeff Bezos all day and all night and fuck the shit out of Elon Musk. And I would happily kill, I wouldn't happily kill Richard Branson. I would have someone else do it. Go ahead.
Okay, there's some more interesting stuff here, but I'm actually going to switch gears and we're going to go to the pros and cons. There was this article that I found that just straight up lists pros and cons. So pros of space tourism. I'm just going to go through these very quickly. So space tourism, it'll increase the commercial activity, right? So there's like industry that's built and innovation, renews interest in space exploration, innovation in the industry, newsworthiness of the emerging industry. So there'll be lots of headlines about it, which will bring in investors, which will make it more sustainable. It'll help us identify potential hazards dangerous for our planet, help us view humanity from a different angle, rising above petty politics, advancing technology, blah, 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 advanced opportunities in space exploration to help more scientists predict weather more accurately. They'll be able to draw new minerals and other precious metals in space and other planets, discover life potentially in some corner of the universe, makes space tourists aware of fragility of our planet. Maybe we'll find someplace else where we can live. Okay. So there's that stuff. Innovation.
Do you think just shooting people up and down in the atmosphere is going to do any of that stuff?
Well, these companies have bigger goals. So right now, Elon Musk has a contract with NASA that Bezos is actually fighting because he wants to be delivering payloads for the U.S. government to the space station. Mm-hmm. So they're both like trying to position themselves as the go-to commercial enterprise for like scientific research and like helping the government do what they need to do.
Okay.
And Musk has been doing that. That's what his focus has been recently. So he's been delivering astronauts and payload to space.
It will, because money will be pouring into it, and I have to say, every time we've gone to space, there's been innovation. And I remember during the first the moon, when they actually landed on the moon, there was even an innovation with food that they were then able to feed starving people with UNICEF or something like that. Something happened. So there's always innovation. Like a lot of technology we have has innovation because of space travel, because money is poured into it. And it's better money poured into that than money poured into war or something else.
That's a good comparison, I guess. All right, should we look at some cons?
Yes.
We can get back to like whether it should be happening or not. Okay, is space outside of Earth meant for humans? Is it?
Oh God, probably not. We're a cancer on this planet.
Okay,
we're just going to be a cancer wherever we go. But go ahead, yeah. Sorry.
Space travel technology is as a nascent stage can make entering space dangerous, and space travelers are likely to get exposed to harmful radiation from the sun. There's a lack of proper regulation and inadequate safety protocols. Actually, one of the test pilots for Branson died in, I think it was 2014. There was a malfunction.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, or a pilot error. And there were two pilots. One was seriously injured, but parachuted to safety, and the other one died. So some companies engaged in this form of travel may fail to stick to safety measures in the spree to gather more customers. Experimentation and successful ventures may cause an unnecessary waste of resources. Outdated information can cause serious problems in space travel. Unhealthy competition. There's a lot of money that could be better utilized to help solve things like poverty and hunger.
But were they ever going to do that? I mean, come on.
Well, that's a good point. Could put astronauts' lives at risk somehow. Space tourism is meant for the super rich, and not for everyday person. Safety again. Just the natural resources that are wasted, the fuel guzzling rockets that pollute the atmosphere. It's bad for the environment. What else? Let's see if there's anything else that's...
There are things like electromagnetic engines that I wish that they would, electromagnetic propulsion that I wish that they would concentrate on. Like, it just seems so prehistoric that they're actually using fuel engines to get there when there are other means. They've proven other ways of propulsion.
Yeah, it's just I don't think it's probably not cost effective, and this is what we know how to do.
I know, but
so carbon dioxide emissions for 4 or more passengers on these space flights are between 50 and 100 times more than of the 1 to 3 tons per passenger of a long haul commercial flight. So it's like per customer, it's way worse for the environment. That's for sure.
Wow. And CB Actor Traveler has a really good question. Where does the money for the tickets go?
Probably to maintain the program.
Yeah.
And the spaceship, and it's, I'm sure, very expensive.
And Jeff Bezos' pockets?
Yeah, part of it, I'm sure. Somebody's getting rich.
Yeah, Branson, it's just been, they haven't made any money yet on his endeavors. Elon Musk might be making money because has contracts with the government now, but yeah, they're going to make a lot of money, and then they're going to invest and try to stay ahead of it. When I looked at this one website, it was just showing the list of other companies we've never heard of that are trying to get into space tourism. So it's not just these 3 big players. These are the ones that we hear about.
It will move the space program forward so we can go to the moon. I'd go to the moon. I'd go to Mars and stuff, but I don't want to sit on a plane for 9 months, and I'd be the guy that have to sit like in the middle and coach for 9 months. I don't. Yeah, no.
That's a pregnancy, and you have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Bezos was saying, which I thought, like, it's good. Like, it seems almost like high in the sky, but he's like, it'd be great to have all heavy industry and mining done off planet, so that the Earth would then just be like a natural resource, or
a home.
It would just be a home. It would just be, we'd protect it more environmentally because we wouldn't have to do that kind of work here anymore.
Why did we think that we're going to be able to find resources on other planets?
I don't know.
No. You guys, in the asteroid belt, which isn't even as far away as Mars, there's enough minerals. Like, we could get all the metals and minerals and everything we need. By far.
There was one guy on the news I saw the other day was talking about, he did the math, and he and some of his colleagues were just playing around with how feasible it was for this idea that you could hollow out an asteroid and then spin it and then live inside of it, because it would be protected from radiation because it's inside of this metal box basically. But then if you spin it the right velocity, you could just live on the surface in there, and they're huge, so you could build cities in there.
That's wild.
That'd be awesome. Let's do it. But also some of the asteroids and stuff, the way they've monitored the composition of it, some of them are all steel or all nickel. So if you grab onto that, whatever, you just go and grab whichever asteroid you need that's all gold or all lead, whatever you need, you just go get it.
It sounds uncomfortable.
In terms of the environmental impact, they did compare it to, it's the amount of pollution that would be I think this was per person, of driving a car around the entire world. So just think about that's
for one flight. For one
person, I think.
Yeah. For tourism, I don't think it's worth it. I say no.
You say no.
Yeah, I voted down.
Okay.
If we were going up to do scientific research and exploration, I vote yes. It's worth the environmental impact. I don't think it is for a bunch of rich assholes to be waitlist for 3 minutes.
I mean, I think the argument would be, well, they'll spend all this. Now we have all this money to invest in that stuff that we think would be worth it. I don't know. David, what do you think?
I like the idea, but I agree with her. But it depends, because when they do go to space, they usually do some kind of. I want money put into other forms of propulsion. It's just so silly. I like the idea of it, and I'm not as anti-rich asshole as you guys are. I think there's a good idea here somewhere, and I think if the government gets involved with it, it'll probably get worse. So I'm not sure what to say. But you know what's interesting? If one of these guys can get to Mars first, they can probably just claim Mars as their own. Like they can just claim another planet. Like so maybe not in this generation, but maybe in the next generation, someone could just go claim Mars and be like, okay, I'm owner of Mars. See you later. Like
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, whose jurisdiction does it fall under?
You know who I could see doing that?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Yeah, he would try to do that for sure.
Just say it's his, and everyone would go along with it.
I don't know. What do our listeners think? Seems like a right of the entitled.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like annoyed to imagine all the videos from rich people we potentially will be seeing of their flights.
Oh God, their Instagram stories. Oh
yeah, like maybe a lot of these people will be private and not share that sort of thing, but
no, if you go to space, you're gonna share it. I would share the shit out of my videos if I went to space.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
but how? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. How long is the flight, Nathan? Going up.
So I think it's like you're waitless for I think like 3 minutes with Branson and maybe 7 minutes with the other one, or maybe it's about the same amount of waitlessness time. But it's like I think Bezos' flight was literally like 10 minutes, like the whole thing. That was it.
All right, that's gay as fuck. Like that.
The CEO is used to be like VP of Disney or something.
It's just dumb. Like it's just dumb.
All right. Well, it sounds like we should just wrote these programs down. Yeah.
I think they should do stuff. I think they should go to space and stuff. But I mean, they should. You know what? Listen, let's take another look at it from another angle. It is the right of the entitled, and it is rich assholes doing it. Take their money. Take the money of the rich assholes and create a space program. Just take their fucking money and do something good with it.
I think that's the argument for what is happening. David, you brought up magnetic propulsion? Did you bring that up?
Yeah, electromagnetic propulsion.
Yeah, so you heard about the space elevator? That was for a while where like they would have these steel cords that go all the way up into space, and just like since they're outside of the atmosphere, they would hold straight up, so you'd actually be able to just like elevate things up out of the atmosphere. That's crazy.
Which I don't even know. Like, what are they connected to? Like, I don't get it.
They're just orbiting around the Earth. Like the weightlessness out there is like pulling it tight, I guess, is the idea.
It's unbelievable to me. That's like a fantasy movie to me. Like, I don't even get it. I mean, yeah, I read about it. Let's do that. But oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm too scared.
We have to remember, and we've reported it on this podcast, that one of the dangers of space flight is there's so much space garbage that they have to calculate holes to get through to even do it.
That's really sad. So this is why I feel like we shouldn't be allowed to have nice things. We shouldn't be allowed to go to space because we're going to ruin it. We're going to mine Mars, and then Mars is going to explode, and then the universe is going to like get sucked into a black hole because we fucked with it too much. That's what we do.
Oh no.
100%. Humans will corrupt everything humans touch.
Oh my God, that's where we circled back to on this podcast. Human beings.
No, but I mean, can you argue that? Can you argue against that?
I can't.
I mean, we come from a savage planet. I want aliens to come here to just be like, wow, your guys' planet is savage. And we're going to be like, but wait, isn't nature the same on your planet? They're like, no, things don't eat everything like everything else on our planet. Like, we have a much better, like, system of nature. You guys have, your system of nature is fucked up, yo.
That's possible.
All right, we have a long one that's to Nathan. So, Nathan, you read it.
Like Nathan said, there are good points to it, but the representation is bad. They should send scientists that could actually do something. Yeah, so I think like but like Bezos and Branson's trips now, they're just so short. There's nothing to do. You know, you just like, it's just going, you basically go, you jump up and you come back down. That's really all it is. You jump up and then you float for a second, then you come back down.
But every time they do it, But every time they do it, they learn something about travel. But the thing is, a listener, that's a very good comment. But don't they need to inflow the rich assholes' money to keep doing it? I bet you anything. Listen, I bet you anything. There is research attached to it. They're gonna do these stupid rich people tourist flights so that they can make money to further the program. I'll bet you anything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. And you think of all the jobs that are going to be created, job creation, jobs and industries are going to be kicking off for this. I mean, the thing that's so weird though is it's like I didn't even read some of the stuff about the pollution, but like when you burn fuel at that height, it just gets stuck in the atmosphere up there and like really just can wreak havoc. So we're just going to be doing that more and more. But I mean, with modern commercial flight, we're already doing that pretty regularly.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. All the airplanes.
Yeah, something like 100,000 flights a day or something that we have going around the Earth, just releasing all this, burning all this jet fuel. So this is just adding more. And if you think about the environmental reality that we're in right now, like their ultimate goal for doing it, I think it was maybe noble. Like we learn a whole bunch. We like, put people on the moon and like create safe places where we can like evacuate to if we need to, or if humans, the Earth gets hit by an asteroid, like there's people elsewhere that continue the species on or whatever. But I don't know if we're gonna make it that long.
I know. I feel like if we ruin our chances here on Earth, like it's just that's it. That's what we got.
We deserve to die. Yeah.
We deserve to have another planet. We can't have nice things.
But remember, we're only about, I don't know, we're only about a couple hundred years out of like prehistory, or maybe we're like 2,000 years out of prehistory. So we're still pretty savage. We're still those animals that are crawling around being assholes. So maybe we need a couple thousand more years to not be fucking assholes. I mean, you can't totally blame humans. You have to blame the nature of this planet and how we evolved. Whatever set off the spark to have us evolve the way we did, blame them. If it's God, if it's whatever, I don't know what force led life to start here, but it's a dick. But wait a minute. Not completely. Like 99% of the animals on this planet eat other animals in a horrible way. There are some animals and plants that just live off inanimate objects. They live off sunlight, they live off earth, and they live off air. Why couldn't we all evolve like that? Like, what the fuck is that all about? We all could have evolved like that.
How interesting are those plants that you're talking about?
Well, they're one-cell amoebas, and they're stupid plants.
We are.
So you're saying that you have to eat another animal to develop the brains to be a full-fledged dick?
Not necessarily. There's a certain level of like struggle that I imagine we went through that required us to develop the brain to survive. There was like stressors that had to be in place to create that innovation, would be my guess, right?
Well, yeah, I think we talked about it on here, but I heard a podcast that developmental biologists think that cooked meat for some reason develops the brain differently than raw meats and the cooked vegetables and stuff. So that gave human beings an edge because we're the only animals that eat cooked things.
Yeah.
There's also the theory that the eating of mushrooms, like magic mushrooms, helped push humans along.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Like the fact that we have certain receptors in our brain that line up entirely with these psilocybin, mushrooms. Like, why would it basically shows that we co-evolved.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to a podcast today that was talking about the ancient Greeks and how some of their religious festivals, they believe, or there's a theory now that they basically were tripping, like the experience was like taking this drink that was almost like an LSD or something that gave you this huge spiritual experience, and that potentially that bled over to the beginning of Christianity. I'm talking about
Oh.
the second with Jesus. And just the whole idea of like, if these people were really, if tripping was like a fundamental part of that culture, which is basically Western culture, the development of Western ideas, like how important that those rituals are.
It could be drugs have been in religion for thousands of years. Like the Egyptians talked about it. There's Asian cultures that do drugs as part of their religious beliefs. So 100%, 100%.
You just can't do drugs and be an Olympian.
Right.
You know what? Look, we have a listener that's listening right now that has a lot to say about this bitch who couldn't go to the Olympics because of smoking pot. And I agree. Bitch has taken drug tests. She knew a drug test was coming. Don't make no sense. I agree that it's stupid to keep people out of the Olympics because of marijuana, but it's stupider to know that you're going to be tested for it and you can't go if you test positive and you still do it. Stupid. It's on her, and she's stupid.
Well, on that note, shall we call it a cast?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Only if the listeners you better speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, we got a listener.
Yeah.
Erin ran track. She knows the rules.
And I've gotten disqualified for something stupid before, so I know how that hurts.
What did you get disqualified for?
The baton fell out of my hand when I was crossing the finish line.
Oh, well, it's not the same as smoking pot. Did you ever get caught for smoking pot before a big meet?
No, that wasn't my MO.
She's just pointing out that there's like rules in place that exist.
Well, you
just have to play within them.
I was pointing out that being disqualified hurts no matter why you're disqualified.
No, totally. But you beat yourself up over it, right? I'm sure.
I cried nonstop for 7 hours maybe after. Yeah. And it wasn't because I was sad that I lost. It was because it was the last race I ever ran with my relay team. And we would have gotten a state silver medal. And because of my disqualification, I cost all of my teammates on our last race that we ever ran together a state medal.
Did they get mad at you? Did they call you a stupid white bitch?
No, they were very sweet, but it still hurts to this day.
I understand. Yeah, that's hard. But it's different than smoking pot before a drug test. That's a different thing. You like. Yeah.
That is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right. Well, wait. Vote and then we get out of here. What?
I'm gonna go to bed.
I know. Let's vote. I say yes. Keep doing it. Take rich people's money. This is what we got to do. And CV Reactor Traveler, you got to jump on board. The four of us have to figure out a way. And if there's any other listeners, you guys can come into how to take rich people's money. We got to figure out a way to take rich people's money.
See what's happening here? There's love making happening.
Oh, they love each other. Oh, you guys have homosexuality in your house.
Our cats are licking each other.
Oh, they love each other.
Now they're
But yeah, if you figure out a way to take rich people's money, take rich people's money.
I think that we shouldn't be allowed to go up into space until we start taking climate change seriously.
I agree with that too.
We start taking significant steps to right all the wrongs that we've created, then we're allowed to go to space.
I agree with what you said because I didn't realize the amount of waste that would come with space travel, and it's probably just going to accelerate climate change with all the shit that's going to be pumped into the atmosphere.
Yep.
I agree. So Nathan, do you want to take up the last comment that was made?
Yeah, thank you, kids. Space tourism is bullshit. Yeah.
On that note,
yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Space tourism is just white foolishness.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back sometime in the next 2 weeks. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Wait. Oh God, I had it.
To the moon, bitch.
Oh, damn it.